It's been almost a month since Christmas, which means you're running out of time to eat up all the leftover party food. This morning, as I was having my third consecutive cup of tea with cocktail wiener breakfast, my mind wandered to that time almost 15 years ago when I electrocuted my penis. I was around a friend's house watching videos on their family computer. This was an old school computer complete with one of those big boned CRT monitors. I was positioned right next to a radiator, the corner of which had its paint chipped off, exposing the metal casing underneath. Somehow we discovered that if you touch the metal corner of the radiator and the CRT monitor at the same time, you'd get a little shock. Considering how I introduced this story, I think you can figure out how it ends. It was unpleasant to say the least, but it was thankfully the last shocking experience with my womb broom, if you exclude my encounters with women with high expectations. Either way, that's why you shouldn't electrocute your giggle stick. And here's why you shouldn't jungle in League of Legends. Number 1, literally everyone hates you. If things go wrong for you or your team, you're the one who's going to be blamed. Even if there was realistically nothing you could do, if your ally got outplayed 1v1, it doesn't matter. It's your fault. Bonus points for if they die to a gank, no matter how obvious that gank was, how you scouted the jungler out, how you couldn't have stopped it anyway. That's a core recipe for a /all better jungler wins. And when you do things well, no one gives you any loving. As a result, you need to have really strong mental to even get by as the jungler. If you have a fragile ego, tilt easily, or get down when people point fingers at you, jungling is not for you. Number 2, your team doesn't really know how the jungler works. No one on your team really gets what you should be doing. It's like assuming that the role of corporate social media is purely to kill off memes. Not true. Junglers aren't there just to run around and feed laners kills. Sure, that's part of it, but even in that, there's a method to the madness that your teammates don't really appreciate. A lot of the jungler's success comes in their ability to do the little unobservable things very well. Basically what I told the hooker that I got for Fi's birthday. Number 3. You actually need to know how to play League of Legends. Having your brain off and coasting through the jungle often leads to a losing early game, which often leads to a losing game. The difference between a jungler with their brain off and a jungler playing well is astronomical. On top of that, it's the role with the most demand for high macro knowledge. So basically, you can't really get away with just chilling out, maxing out, relaxing, all cool. Number 4, you're never truly the real carry, just the facilitator. Probably one of the most potentially frustrating things about being a jungler is that at the end of the day, unless you stomp hard early, you're rarely going to be the big carry of your team. There are some exceptions, obviously, but generally speaking, that's just not the jungler's jam. So it's totally possible to have games where you feed your laners and still lose because they do a crap job of using what you've given them. Number 5, if Baron or Dragon gets stolen, it's your fault, even when it isn't. You better have checked your horoscope for a good omen before queuing up, because if you aren't the luckiest guy around to secure the constant 50-50 smites your team will take, you'll be in the doghouse faster than you can say, FF, I'm done with this Giga Ebola monkey jungler. Number 6, the problematic champion pool of junglers. There are lots of hot junglers like Eve, Nidalee, Shyvana, which is cool, but those with really big knockers are either unviable junglers like Misfortune or Sona, or off meta like Gragas. And the last point, point number 7, well, I don't actually have a 7th point, but 7 is my lucky number, so I wanted to put something in. I guess I'll just give you a fact about the second most hated animal on this earth, the mosquito. Did you know that only the girl mosquitoes bite you? Something about itchy, annoying, blood-sucking females really takes me back to my dating history. Anyway, I think we are done with today's video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You can leave me a like if you liked the video. You can subscribe to me to see more stuff. You can also just leave the video without doing any of those things, which is in your right to do, but will make me cry. If you are a mega fan, you can follow me on Twitter and on Twitch too. But most importantly, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video.